Women of Reddit, what do you think would be the worst thing about being a man? Having to be the person physically in charge in a threatening situation. Like always being with a man when walking home from a party in a sketchy area at night. Yes, there is safety in numbers, but the dude is expected to be protective regardless of level of awareness, self-defensive, or drunkenness. That's a lot of pressure. Oh, you got stuck taking care of the kids today, huh? Giving mom a day off. Finally, dads know what I'm talking about. Edit. Well, that blew up. Glad to see I'm not crazy. It's interesting to see the scattered few people say, OMG, people don't actually talk like that. And then see hundreds of other folks confirm that. Yeah, people do say that shit. I was a stay-at-home dad until my daughter went to kindergarten. This hit me deep in the soul. I've been accused of being a child predator while reading a book on a park bench while my daughter plays. Have had the cops called on me when my daughter and I were just walking down the street 2 blocks from my own home, and have been generally looked down on even by family members while I was a stay-at-home parent. The giving mom a day off line is just emotionally crushing sometimes when it's said. Edit. Thank you for the platinum. Thank you all very much for the kind words and the discussions had about this. Edit 2. Thank you for the silver and gold as well. You spoil me. My daughter is 7 now and things like these haven't happened in quite a while. We actually just had a wonderful trip to the grocery store today. You all are wonderful people and I thank you for the kind words. Dude. I feel your pain. Some guy in a club tried talking to my girl. I was cool, but he casually touched her but when speaking and she looked at me. I told him to pee off. Next thing I'm challenging him to go outside. I step out and he's pee huge. Luckily as soon as we put our hands up to go, the bouncers grabbed us both. I told them what happened and got back in. Bouncers saved me an ass whooping and I played it off like he got scared of me. Jesus H. Christ, this is spot on. It's gotten to be a regular thing where someone wants to check to make sure I'm being escorted by my kids when I take them to a playground. But don't hover over them. Which kids are yours, bitch? I don't need to answer your questions. If you're not satisfied I have kids here, go call the cops and report someone at a park minding his own damn business. Probably the stigma. I've seen a single father get shouted at for being with his kid when at a park for trying to kidnap children. The dude wanted to make his son happy, not molest him FFS. It's kind of annoying walking my dog around town and having to straight up ignore every kid. Don't talk to them, don't look at them. Halloween is the only day out of the year that I get to talk to the kids in my neighborhood. I would not be allowed a moment of weakness. Bad day. You can't cry unless your mother just died. Hurt yourself? Suck it up and go to the hospital. Feeling self-conscious about your body? Nobody cares. Feeling ill? Someone has a man cold. Being expected to be more effective at physical labor, being expected to do more dangerous work, receiving less empathy when struggling with emotional issues. My wife literally came home one night and told me she was leaving for another man, took my money and filed for divorce. She also took and kept the dog. I was allowed 1 day off from work to deal with it, our court date. If I even slightly mentioned it, people would go silent. And it's 6 months later and everyone expects me to be completely over it. It's torture. Edit. I really didn't expect this to get so much attention. I broke down and cried last night when I saw how many people messaged me and offered to give me their numbers or to be a shoulder to lean on. Honestly, probably people just assuming that you'll do all of the gross shit that no one else wants to do, fixing up the car, unclogging the toilet, cleaning out the spider webs in the attic, scrubbing the mildew out of the bathtub. Guys are just expected to do it all without complaint because that's the manly thing to do. As a woman, I find it pretty unfair, alongside that are hiding a boner, people assuming that you can't have mental illnesses/disorders, not being allowed to cry/show emotions/be insecure about your body. All of it is really unfair. I'm sorry, guys. For the first part, it isn't so much that I won't try to do those things mentioned, it's that people just assume I know how. My wife was absolutely dumbfounded when she asked me to fix something on her car and I told her I didn't know how. Her entire family ragged on me for not knowing. All the men in her family because they do know car stuff, and all the women in the family even though they knew nothing. But you know what's fascinating? Is that after countless YouTube videos and experimenting and now knowing just a tiny bit about cars, I've found that all the men in her family know jack shit about cars. That blew my mind, that I was honest and getting heckled by people who were just hiding that they didn't know anything. Hands down always being the villain, a colleague of mine was a bit on the heavier side, but decided to get into shape and started jogging. So he jogs around his block daily until his smartwatch tells him his quota for the day is full. That day he was a bit late, but went for a jog when the sun was setting. Not many people out there, but as he was on his way, some girls saw him jogging their way, got scared and called the cops on him for obviously trying to chase them to rape them or something. Now, the guy didn't know about the call, he just sees two girls seeing him coming, turning around and running away, and he's like, what the p, until the cops come for him, you know, for the biggest offense in the whole human history, trying to get fit. I felt really bad for him. I'm not the most in shape guy and running is my thing. I was running on the road next to the beach in Florida, about 6 in the morning. As I move to pass a woman, I call out that I'm passing her on her left. She whips around and pepper sprays me in the face, and runs off. Edit for more details. 3 years ago near West Palm Beach. Didn't really need a reminder about how sad my life is right now. Edit. Guys, my life is actually on an upturn, so no need to worry about my mental health. Secondly, kind of flabbergasted by the thought that someone would enjoy me saying my life was sad, to the point of getting gold and silver. So, as per Reddit tradition, thank you for the gold, mystery man. Not having your emotions taken seriously, then lashing out because of it, and then seen as violent because you just want to be understood. I had that with abusive parents, but normally people don't treat me that way because I'm a woman. I can't imagine what an entire life of not having your feelings acknowledged in a healthy way feels like. Suck it up and be a man. Probably being forced to never, well, feel. There are so many people who make fun of guys for having feelings or even showing them. I would never be able to deal with it, and my heart broke the day my boyfriend told me his exes used to verbally abuse him for crying in front of them. Edit. Changed words because I don't want to make a personal generalization. Edit point 2. I didn't think this would blow up so fast. I've taken the afternoon into the evening reading every single one of your guys' replies. And I am genuinely devastated by some of the things I'm reading. Men, I am so sorry. Words kind of fail me right now, because I don't know what to say to any of you. What I want to say, though, is that you are all incredibly strong human beings. And you are that, a human being. With thoughts, feelings, emotions, and dreams. Your feelings are valid. You all deserve to feel and to be seen, heard, and cared for as a human being. Emotional unavailability of others. As a woman, I definitely face a lot of hardships that men don't have to deal with. But when I'm at my point of breaking, sobbing and making space for, I know I can message one of my friends, usually one of the girls, and cry and bitch to them about it, and they will listen to me and really connect with me. They will tell me how shitty the person who did that is, how difficult it must be to deal with, how strong I am for persevering in the face of adversity. On the other hand, I've spent my life trying to be a non-judgmental source of venting for my male friends, and I've found that basically everyone who I'm like that with ends up either thinking I'm into them romantically, or expressing how grateful they are for something they get so little of. Guys are told to just suck it up and push their emotions down, and I think it is harmful to all of us. Being considered a possible threat by strangers? Probably. Like, I get it, you never know, but it would probably suck either that or the dick and balls. Like, they're just dangling there? Are they in the way? How do you straddle stuff? Will you accidentally squish them? Do you have to, like, tuck them into your underwear?